Hello everyone, and welcome to a deck profile I was not expecting to make. This is Super Quant. As per usual, I always expect to be making Super Quant deck profiles. However, it is for the official Yu-Gi-Oh! Alt format that was just announced this past Monday or Tuesday called Genesys format, which, if you don't know and have not seen the hyping news, Genesys format is no pendulums, no links, and no extra monster zone, as well as a point system. This point system is modulated every month, and it adjusts to accommodate for a changing meta and changing staple cards. So if you would like more information on that point list, you can check out the Genesys server, which is part of the Format Friends server group that I run, down in the description. You will see it there, and you can join there, and you can get access to a whole bunch of alt formats, including a Genesys format Discord server, where I've been hanging out the past few days. So, without further ado, let's get into Genesys format and see all the neat techs that Super Quant can run in a format like this. Now, as we get started, we're going to be checking out a little bit of a philosophy that I currently have about the format. So as you can see, there is no Ash Blossom. That is because in a traditional Genesys deck, you get 100 points to work with. At least that's the assumption currently right now. But Ash Blossom for one copy is 15 points, meaning that you spend almost half of your allocated points on a playset of Ash Blossom. Whereas a playset of Nibiru at 10 points each and a playset of Droll at 5 points each is the same cost for way more bang for your buck. Except Ash Blossom is also really good in a format without links, as links are used as a lot of extension past negation. So that's why Ash Blossom is so high. However, I've decided to go with a little bit of a different mentality, where we're playing a deck like Super Quant's with modern support that can run the modern theory of running a lot of useful hand traps. So, without further ado, let's get into Super Quant for the Genesys format. Hand traps of choice are 3 Nibiru, 3 Fualos, 3 DD Crow, 3 Droll and Lockbird, and 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. The only hand trap in the side deck that we are adding in is Artifact Lancia, just because Dimension Shifter in the current September 2025 Genesys point list is a very cheap card that a lot of decks can run. We have 3 Super Quantum White Lair, 3 Super Quantum Black Lair, 3 Super Quantum Red Lair, 1 Super Quantum Green Lair, 2 Super Quantum Blue Lair, 2 Super Quantal Fairy Alphan, and 3 Super Quantal Fairy Zaytan. Now, the reason for these bulky ratios is very simple. Emergency Teleport, as of the September 2025 Genesys format point list, costs 40 points per copy. Yeah, I'm not salty. I'm not salty about that at all. But anyway, we are going to move on from that fact and look at the ability to play Super Quant even without consistent access to Blue Lair, which is arguably our best starter. So, we have the bulky Black Lair as a way to get Super Quant names on the field, get Black Lair into circulation to get Lair 19 preventing the invasion, the Pitch Black Super Quantum, or if you prefer the TCG name, you can see it down below there. But we are playing 3 of this as well to prioritize extension. See, another downside of having no links in the format means that if you are hit by consistent negation, there's not a whole lot you can do to extend past it in a lot of cases, especially if you're hit at key points. That's where the build of this deck continues, where Black Lair can serve on your turn as well to be a interruption, or it can be a way to counteract the effects of a hand trap, where if you get negated by something like an Ash Blossom or some other hand trap like Fualos, you can continue to get bodies that allow you to continue your plays possibly. We are also playing bulky red layer ratios because modern quant theory, as I like calling it, means that Zaytan and blue layer combos can actually end on a monster negate plus Magnus, aka Nibiru protection. And with Nibiru being something that I'm fairly confident is going to be running around due to its lower price, at least for the time being, then it's definitely something worth preparing for. As well as it's just a monster negate, just straight up. It's so nice. Chronomaly Vimina is our choice here. The card that I am so happy finally gets a spotlight in TCG Yu-Gi-Oh! In any capacity is Minimalian. This card says you can banish one other card from your hand, special summon this card from your hand. So it can be a level 4 extender, or you can banish one face-up level 4 or lower monster you control, special summon one monster from your deck with the same original type and attribute that the banished monster had on the field, but 1 or 2 levels lower than its original level. If you've played NR format recently and seen the Mutant deck, you might see Minimalian or know what it does. But for those of you unfamiliar, this card can banish itself to summon Blue Lair. That's right, it's Italy at home, and it's a perfect replacement in a situation like this because it can also serve as an extender. From there, of course, we have usual Quant stuff. We have one Super Quantal Alphan Spike, which we can send with Super Quantal Fairy Zaytan, and one Super Quantal Mech Ship Magnet Carrier in order to get it off of the Spike. In the extra deck, we have one of each mech, except for 2 Magnaliker. Now, I have to shout out Plus Infinite, another Super Quant YouTuber, for this. They've been experimenting with double Magnaliker in their Super Quant decks lately, and I have to say it's surprisingly effective, because the theory behind it is, if you have Lair 19 as an extra card in your hand alongside Magnus, you can, on your opponent's turn, Lair 19 special summon Black Lair from your deck, and then Black Lair attach a Red Lair from the graveyard to it, and when you summon Magnaliker, and so that's another point of interaction. We've got a whole other host of cards, so I present to you the Armored Xyz package. Now, the Armored Xyz package is a classic Quant staple. Pre-support, it was probably one of the best engines possible. So basically, Xyz Armored Torpedo is a generic level 3 monster. You can detach 2 materials from it to draw a card, and it gives benefits if it's equipped to a monster. Then, we can summon Xyz Armor Fortress on top of it. Cannot be used as material for an Xyz summon while it has material. Once per turn, you can detach up to 2 materials from this card, add Armored Xyz cards with different names from your deck to your hand equal to the number detached. In this case, we are searching full Armored Xyz, which we will get to in a moment. This is a hard brick in the deck, but anyway, we move on to the boss of this little engine, Full Armored Dark Knight Lancer. It's 3 level 7 monsters, but you can also Xyz summon it using a rank 5 array Xyz monster you control. Gains 300 attack for each material and equipped card it has. Once per turn, you can target an Xyz card in your graveyard and add it to your hand, and once per turn, if an equipped card becomes equipped to a monster you control, you can attach one monster your opponent controls to this card as material. Now, in short terms, what this represents is a backup plan. You just need 2 level 3s, which is very easy for Quant to spit out, as well as doing its normal combo. However, this can also be used as a way to get a very big beat stick if you need to close out a game. The crux of this engine is full Armored Xyz, full stop. If an Xyz monster is on the field immediately after this effect resolves, Xyz summon an Xyz monster using monsters you control. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target an Xyz monster you control, equip one other Xyz monster from your face-up field or graveyard to that monster as an equipped spell with the following effects. Gains attack equal to this card's attack. If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. Now, what you can do with this, and what you can combine with Full Armored Dark Knight Lancer, is that either on your opponent's turn, if you have no way to discard Full Armored Xyz, you can Full Armored Xyz to Xyz summon Dark Knight Lancer over Xyz Armor Fortress, or if you already got Full Armored Xyz into the graveyard, on either player's turn, you can banish Full Armored Xyz to equip either Grampulse or Xyz Armor Torpedo to the Dark Knight Lancer, or any of your other Xyz monsters. And that will trigger Lancer to suck an opponent's monster, which is really, really convenient in a lot of board breaking situations and as an alternative interruption. We also have an alternative monster to continue our Full Armored Xyz line, as well as another form of board breaking, Full Armored Crystal Zero Lancer, which is a lesser used piece of the Full Armored Xyz line, where you can detach a material to negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. We have a couple of options. We have Exosister as Sophiel, which might seem like a random card to throw into a deck, unless you've played NR and know that this card is a rank 4 generic bounce. Number 49 Fortune Tune and Lyrilisk Assembled Nightingale. If y'all have been around Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while, you know that these cards, both of them, are amazing at making Zeus. Because what you can do is both of them have ways to protect themselves and then attack in. Both of them can just detach one material and be a very easy 2 material Zeus to board wipe the field. It's very easy to do, and here we have a rank 3 and a rank 1, which are 2 of our easiest ranks to make. Finally, the side deck, as I covered already, Artifact Lancia and Dark Ruler No More, are great cards to side in depending on the situation, as well as Humongous the Sticky String Kaiju. We also have Spellbound. Now, this card is a card I genuinely forgot about until just today. All face-up monsters your opponent currently controls cannot be tributed or used as fusion, synchro, Xyz, or link material. We also have Twin Twisters, because I don't always believe in Cosmic Cyclone if I'm being completely honest, but Twin Twisters is a very easy discard outlet, and with the high bulky ratios of our quants that we have, a discard outlet isn't something to complain about anyways. With that being said, because the games of this format don't actually take multiple hours, I have some replays to show y'all, so we are going to be getting into that right about now. As you saw before with the existence of a side deck, this format is played in best of threes. However, I am going to be showing you just 2 best of threes today, of which I actually went 2-0 with this deck. Our first game was up against Zero Hand Trap Dragon Ruler. Now, I did not know the Zero Hand Trap part at the time, but this list is actually a little bit different because of the point updates that happened just today. So you're going to see a couple different cards, including one I enjoy called Sales Band that has since been banned. However, you'll be able to see the bulk of these Super Quant combos. So you can see red layer here can combo with the blue layer to make a rank 5. And here I ended up just going hard into it, mostly because this brew didn't actually have Vimina on it. However, we can take advantage of our Super Quant bodies anyways, and as you can see, our opponent has no hand traps, so we are never punished. We're going to get in here with a whole lot of Super Quant bodies. We're going to make Lustrex, we're going to make Magna Liger, we are going to Layer 19 special summon from the deck, we're going to special summon Green Layer. Green Layer is going to special summon Alfan from our hand, Alfan's going to target green, make itself a level 4 because that effect is not once per turn, and then now we can make a 9 material Magnus, and then set a card and pass. You can see that Layer 19 there. It's going to be great to take advantage of. We have Redox, and I go ahead and activate Layer 19 to be able to special summon the black layer from the deck. We're seeing the Magna Liger tech here, which is great. And now we can see it come into play with me trying to prevent a rank 7. I go ahead and pop the Redox. Red layer is going to revive the white layer for extra materials, and then double super rejuvenation because our opponent sadly does not realize that they cannot draw. We are on to game 2 now, and you can see Sales Band is showing up in our hand as well as the Kaijus. So this is a very concerning hand because, as you can see, we have no starter, but luckily we're not going first. So you can see the Dragon Rulers going off a little bit right here. That's a bricky Dragon Ruler hand. I did not even realize that until watching this replay. But here you can see Chasmatis comes out, sending the Tempest to add the baby white Spectre. Spectre is going to add us the black and the blue, and there we can special summon Tidal from the deck. Tempest is going to banish 2, special summon itself. Nibiru right here real quick, and we are going to drop that. And Tidal's going to banish, summon itself, and pass. Now, we really need to draw a starter, and we do it. And you can see here, Alfan, we tribute for the Humongous, special our own Humongous, activate the Alfan, declare Nibiru the Prime Being for no reason, because apparently our opponent is not on hand traps. And then we are going to Alfan, hit black layer, trigger black, trigger white, trigger red. Alfan is going to appear in our hand. We summon back the white layer, we summon Magna Liger. Magna Liger is going to pop the Tidal. Black layer is going to then trigger from being detached and add layer 19. We are going to overlay for a Lustrex. Lustrex is going to get us blue layer. Blue layer is then going to get us into Zaytan. We can special summon the Zaytan. And from there, we can combo even more. We're going to send the Spike just because it's a brick. We're going to overlay into Torpedo, Torpedo detach draw. Then we are going to blue layer shuffle back our resources because of course we don't know if we're dead or not. We're going to make Exceed's Armor Fortress. Exceed's Armor Fortress is going to grab us full armor Exceeds. And then I don't actually have a discard outlet for this, so I was just hoping for the best. And this luckily was enough for game. Alright, we are on to our second game, and we are up against a slew of rank 4-esque cards. I have a Droll here. You can see Mathmech Novla is going to hit the field. We're going to special summon Mathmech Sigma, set a card, and pass because Droll killed everything with the Alistair. We're going to special summon red layer, special summon Alfan. We're going to hit the white layer this time. White's going to trigger, red's going to trigger, and black's going to trigger. Black's going to get us the spell. We are going to summon back the black layer. White's going to dump white. White's going to trigger, getting us Alfan from our deck. And then we are going to make a Lustrex. We're going to go straight to battle because I am still terrified of Nibiru and I have no protection for it, although this list is accurate to what y'all saw at the start of the video. So now, black layer is going to be summoned on the opponent's turn. We're going to make a Magna Liger here and have some interaction, except that we get Kaiju, but white and black are going to trigger, getting us another Layer 19, the third of the deck, and an Alfan. So Alistair's going to trigger Invocation. We have Mathmech Sigma there, which is their Light and Grave, so DD Crow is a huge hit on them right there. Alright, so you can see I kind of spoiled it at the beginning. However, we do end up winning this game, and let's see how it goes with our final game of the video. They're running Crystal Beast, but I have Fuelos because, of course, I have been drawing very well on my hand traps, as you can see, but that's the whole idea of this deck. They're going to go Sapphire Pegasus, Sapphire Pegasus. There's Carbuncle. Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates is going to special summon, or sorry, they're going to mill a Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. They are going to use it to add Magical Meltdown and a Crystal Beast. We're going to get the Alistair with that, make Alimbertion, so now we've bridged into all of them. Alimbertion is then going to get them Circular. Invocation, I'm going to DD Crow their Alistair to stop the Invocation from going off. However, they can still use it to recover the banished Alistair for follow-up if they get the chance. We can then go Circular, dump the Nobla. We can go Alimbertion Tribute, revive the Nobla, Nobla Tribute, summon the Diameter. And then I get another Fulos draw as they make Time Thief Redoer for a couple of extra bits. They see summon back the Time Thief Redoer, as well as the set Mathmech Super Factorial. I summon Red Layer, go Zaytan, they drop the Super Factorial, however I have a DD Crow to stop them from summoning a Laplacian. So they summon back 2, I summon the Zaytan, and we move on from there. We dump Spike, summon Alphan, we go Alphan, summon the triple trio, of course, the red, white, black, black, white, red, trigger, 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 and there you can see we are going to be getting the Alphan, we are going to be getting the White Layer on field, and we are going to be getting a mech this time. I decided to go for the Magnaliger, however they have Droll this time, so I'm not the only one with hand traps, let that be known. We're going to go normal summon green, summon blue, we're going to go pitch for Grand Pulse. However, I was a bit of a silly goose right here and kind of forgot that I was under Droll, so we can't actually make the Xyz Armor stuff work because I can't search it. So I just decided to pop, I decided to make the second Magnaliger, so there's 2 Magnaligers on the field, pop 2 cards, this one attaches, and then hopefully we have enough here. I thought I could summon a different monster here, but it's fine. We make the Ray Lancer here, Redoer banishes, which I think might have actually thrown the game for them. However, we have enough damage to slap through all of it. And with that, that is the deck. Now I know the style was a little different, but I want to thank you all very much for watching. This deck is still in development because, as y'all know, I love Super Quant, and if you're new to the channel, please stay if you love this deck too. For now, thank you all very much for watching. My name is V from the Lavender Lab, and I will see y'all in another video. Peace.